There are moments in life when the world seems to stop. A phone call in the night, a final goodbye, a dream that slips through your fingers. Pain and loss are woven into the fabric of being human. No one escapes them, not emperors, not philosophers, not you, not me. We all know the ache of absence, the sting of disappointment, the emptiness of grief. We all know what it is to love, and so we all must learn what it is to lose. But what if, instead of running from sorrow, we could meet it with wisdom? What if, instead of being broken by loss, we could be transformed by it? Tonight, let's walk the ancient path of the Stoics and discover how to find peace, not by escaping pain, but by transforming it. Let us begin with a story of love, loss, and the quiet strength that endures. Rome, 169 AD. The palace is silent. Emperor Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the greatest empire on earth, sits beside the bed of his young son, watching the light fade from his eyes. He is not just an emperor, but a father, helpless in the face of fate. Marcus had already lost several children. Each time the pain was sharp, the grief overwhelming. Yet in his private journal he writes, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. What is born must also die. Do not seek for things to happen as you wish, but wish for things to happen as they do, and you will go on well." He does not deny his sorrow. He does not pretend to be unbreakable. He feels the ache, the emptiness, the longing, but he also accepts this too is part of life. He reminds himself, you are a part of the whole. Whatever happens to you is for the good of the whole. After the funeral, Marcus walks alone in the palace gardens. He looks at the stars and writes, "Everything is ephemeral, fame and the famous as well." He remembers that all things pass, and that love, though it brings pain, is worth every moment. He writes, "Do not waste what remains of your life in speculating about your neighbors, unless with a view to some mutual benefit. Suppose you are often forgetting what is your own business and what is not." Marcus Aurelius teaches us that pain is not a punishment and loss is not a failure. They are the price of love, the cost of living fully. He grieves, but he does not let grief destroy him. He lets it deepen his wisdom, his compassion, his understanding of what it means to be human. He writes, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Now let's turn to Seneca, the philosopher and statesman. Seneca lost his beloved son, and later, his friend Lucilius lost his own child. In his letters, Seneca writes, "No one is so foolish as to grieve for the loss of the leaves or the flowers from his trees, knowing that they will grow again. Yet we grieve for those we love, forgetting that all things are mortal." He does not say, "Do not grieve." He says, "Grieve, but do not be consumed." He writes, "Let tears fall, but let them fall within bounds. Let the mind be soothed, not shattered." Seneca teaches that grief is natural, but suffering is a choice. He urges us to accept fate, to remember that nothing is truly ours, not our loved ones, not our health, not even our own lives. He writes, "What fortune has given, fortune can take away. Accept what is given and let go when it is taken." Seneca writes to Marcia, a mother mourning her son, "Remember, grief is a guest. Do not let it become a master. Let it visit, but do not let it stay forever." He tells her, "You have loved, and so you have lost. This is the law of nature. But you have also gained the memory, the love, the lessons." Seneca's wisdom is not cold or distant. He knows the ache of loss, the sting of absence. But he also knows that clinging to what cannot be changed only deepens our pain. He invites us to honor our grief, but not to be ruled by it. He writes, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." At the heart of Stoic wisdom is a radical idea, Amor, Fati, the love of fate. To love your fate is not to enjoy every sorrow, but to accept every part of your story, even the painful chapters. It is to say, "This too belongs, this too is mine." Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs?" Seneca echoed, "Fate leads the willing and drags the unwilling." Amor Fati is not resignation. It is not giving up. It is the courage to embrace life as it is, not as we wish it to be. It is the wisdom to see that every loss, every wound, every disappointment is a thread in the tapestry of your life. Imagine your life as a great tapestry. Some threads are bright, some are dark. Without the dark threads, the picture would be incomplete. Amor Fati is the art of loving the whole design, not just the beautiful parts. To practice Amor Fati is to open your heart to all of life, not just the joys but the sorrows. It is to trust that, in time, pain can become wisdom, and loss can become love. He writes, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." The lessons of the Stoics are not just for emperors and philosophers. They are for anyone who has loved and lost. Grief: a mother loses her child. A friend says goodbye for the last time. The ache is real, the emptiness profound. But in the quiet, there is a choice to let grief close your heart or to let it open you to deeper compassion. Heartbreak: a relationship ends. Dreams of the future dissolve. You feel alone, unmoored. But the Stoics remind us you cannot control another's heart, only your own. You can choose to heal, to grow, to love again. Failure: a job is lost. A goal slips away. You feel like you have failed. But Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look well into thyself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if thou wilt always look." Loss of health: a diagnosis changes everything. You mourn the life you had, the plans you made. But you can choose to focus on what remains, to find meaning in the struggle. Aging and change at time takes from us our youth, our strength, our certainty. But the Stoics teach us to greet each change as a teacher, not an enemy. A young woman sits in a hospital room, holding her father's hand as he slips away. She weeps, but she also remembers his laughter, his lessons, his love. She writes in her journal, "I will carry you with me always." A man stands at the ruins of his business, dreams in ashes. He mourns, but he also begins again, wiser, more compassionate, more resilient. Pain is universal, but so is resilience. The Stoics teach us that we are stronger than we know, that every loss is an invitation to discover what endures. How do we live these lessons? How do we meet pain and loss with wisdom? 1. Allow yourself to feel. The Stoics did not deny emotion. Marcus Aurelius wept for his children. Seneca mourned his friends. Let yourself grieve. Let the tears fall, but do not let sorrow become your master. 2. Reflect and write. Journaling is a Stoic practice. Write your pain, name your loss. Ask, what can I learn from this? How can I grow? In the act of writing, pain becomes clearer, lighter, more bearable. 3. Remember impermanence. Everything changes. Everyone you love, everything you cherish will one day be gone. This is not meant to make you bitter, but grateful. Cherish what you have while you have it. 4. Practice Amor Fati each morning. Remind yourself, I do not know what today will bring, but whatever comes, I will meet it with an open heart. 5. Serve others in your pain. Reach out. Help someone else who is suffering. In lifting others, you lift yourself. 6. Meditate on mortality. The Stoics practiced memento mori, remembering death. Not to be morbid, but to cherish life. Reflect on the fragility of all things and let it deepen your appreciation. 7. Seek perspective. Ask yourself, how will I see this in a year, in 5 years? Time softens pain and wisdom grows in its place. 8. Find meaning in suffering. Ask, how can I use this pain to help others? What can I create from my loss? Let your suffering become a source of empathy and strength. 9. Rituals of remembrance. Create rituals to honor those you have lost. Light a candle, tell their stories, keep their memory alive in your actions. 10. Community and connection. Share your grief with others. Let yourself be comforted and offer comfort in return. A group gathers in a quiet room, sharing stories of loss. There are tears, but also laughter, gratitude, and hope. In community, pain is divided, and love is multiplied. Wisdom does not remove pain, it transforms it. The Stoics teach us that suffering is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of understanding. It is the soil in which compassion grows. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, Epictetus, they all knew loss, they all knew sorrow, but they also knew that the heart, though wounded, can heal, that the mind, though shaken, can find peace. Imagine a single candle burning in a dark room. Pain is the darkness, but wisdom is the flame. It does not banish the night, but it brings light, warmth, and hope. If you are grieving, if you are hurting, know this: you are not alone. Your pain is real and it matters, but it is not the end. Let wisdom be your companion. Let love be your guide. Let every loss become a lesson in living more deeply, more bravely, more fully. The Stoics teach us, you cannot control what life brings, but you can choose how you meet it. You cannot avoid pain, but you can transform it. Let your grief become gratitude for what was. Let your heartbreak become a doorway to deeper love. Let your failures become the seeds of wisdom. Wisdom does not remove pain, but it can transform it into peace, into gratitude, into hope. Thank you for listening. May you find comfort in the wisdom of the Stoics, and may your pain become the seed of your strength.